biggest rebellion. Boris' plans be declined by nearly 100 Tory MPs that sent him in despair. Boris Johnson is at risk of facing a leadership challenge in the new year, an influential backbench Tory MP has said, after the Prime Minister suffered his biggest rebellion in the Commons this evening. The Prime Minister was left humiliated after almost 100 Conservative parliamentarians voted against plans to introduce COVID passes for larger venues in England. Some 97 Tory MPs voted down the measures, meaning they only went through with the support of Labour. Earlier, Mr Johnson addressed the 1922 Committee of Backbench Tory MPs, in a bid to decrease the size of the revolt, but the votes suggest this move was unsuccessful. Sir Geoffrey Clifton Brown, treasurer of the 1922 committee, urged the Prime Minister to change his ways and consult MPs on COVID measures, and warned he could otherwise be in danger of a leadership challenge. Sir Geoffrey said he was very surprised by the size of the rebellion, and added it shows quite a major division within the party. He said, "I think now the Prime Minister's really got to think very carefully about how he's going to reset his performance, to actually govern with a united party, because we will know what happens to disunited parties." On the prospect of Mr Johnson facing a leadership challenge in the new year, Sir Geoffrey said, "I think that's got to be on the cards. He's got to realise that he's got to change." Sir Charles Walker, the vice-chairman of the backbench 1922 committee, described the rebellion against COVID passes as a cry of pain by the party and said Mr Johnson is in a very, very difficult position. Former Tory chief whip and leading rebel, Mark Harper, said the Prime Minister has been sent a clear message. He added, "This clearly isn't a good night for ministers or for the government. You either listen and you respond and you do things differently, or you ignore what you have been told and you plough on regardless, and then this will happen over and over again. That choice is for the Prime Minister. I hope he makes the right choice, changes how the government operates. We can do things better, and I very much hope that we do." Earlier today, the Prime Minister defended his COVID plans and warned his cabinet that a huge spike of Omicron is coming. The Prime Minister's official spokesman said, "The Prime Minister said a huge spike of Omicron was coming and the measures we aim to introduce as part of Plan B were balanced and proportionate, helping to reduce transmission while we ramp up the booster program." The Prime Minister warned on Sunday that a tightening of the rules was needed to stop the spread of the new Omicron variant becoming an emergency. And Health Secretary Sajid Javid, speaking in the Commons this afternoon, said the variant has the potential to overwhelm the NHS. He said, "Even if severity is significantly lower, then the much higher transmissibility of Omicron means it still has the potential to overwhelm the NHS. Take the current observed doubling time of 2 days, and let's say, just for argument's sake, that Omicron was only half as severe as Delta. After the lag between cases and hospitalizations has taken effect, then this would only buy you 2 days before Omicron hospitalizations reach the same level as Delta. In England, 10 people are confirmed to have been hospitalized with the Omicron variant. I know some MPs have said that because confirmed hospitalizations from Omicron are low, then we don't need to act. But it's the fact that Omicron hospitalizations are low that means it's the best time to act, and we've seen during previous waves the lag between infections and hospitalization is about 2 weeks. When infections are rising so quickly, we're likely to see a substantial rise in hospitalizations before any measure is starting to have an impact, so there really is no time to lose." It was the biggest Tory rebellion yet faced by Boris Johnson, but what are some of the other rebellions has he faced so far in his 2-year premiership?